In which well of the earth are the heavenly angels Hart and Marut still imprisoned? For what crime did Allah Almighty close the doors of heaven for them? In today's video, two pure heavenly angels who were deceived by a beautiful woman will know the consequences. According to the people of the book, once during the time of Prophet Idris, peace be upon him, Allah Almighty removed the curtain from the space between the sky and the earth. Then the angels saw the people living on earth. Surprised, the angels began to say in the court of Allah Almighty, "O Lord of the worlds, we do not even come close to sin. We keep remembering your great and glorious name. Yet how many blessings have you given to this human race? Are they drowning in sin? If we were in their place, we would never disobey you in the slightest." Then Allah Almighty said, "O my holy angels, that is why you do not transgress like the human race, because you have not been given anger, lust, or jealousy. But anger, lust, and jealousy have been given to humans as a test. If I had given these things to you, you would have committed the same sin." The angels said, "No, we would never do that." Allah said, "Then send two angels from among you to this earth with human qualities." The angels replied, "O Allah, if it is your will, we will certainly go there and be a sign among your worshipping servants." He said, "Wow, very well. Then definitely choose the two best angels from among you, whom I will send to the earth in human form with human qualities." Then the angels selected the two best of them and submitted their request to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The names of these two were Harut and Marut, respectively. These two angels were given human nature, desires, and greed, and were sent to earth in human form. They both came to the city of Babylon in the guise of beautiful people and were appointed as judges there. Since they were angels and were skilled in magic, they could perform special miracles from Allah. Therefore, they became popular in the city of Babylon in a short time. The king of Babylon at that time appointed them as judges. They were highly respected among the people because of their power. As handsome as they were also excellent in their work. These two angels never lied, nor did they try to lie. They worked honestly, and because they had miraculous powers, the head of the government appointed them as judges. Then they started judging the cases of all the people. One day, a beautiful woman brought a case to these two angels. That woman was extraordinary in appearance, Hart and Marut. Coming to the angels, that beautiful woman said in her deceitful voice, "Dear angels, undoubtedly you are heavenly angels sent by the Lord. My husband is torturing me a lot. I have given him heart-touching love, and in return, he is only torturing me. You judge them." After saying this, the woman looked away and said, If only some man in this world loved me a little more than my husband." Hart and Marut were very impressed by the beauty, appearance, and words of this woman. During the trial, while falling in love with this woman, both of these two angels invited the woman to commit adultery at one point. That woman was a complete deceiver. Actually, her husband was not a bad person at all. Rather, her husband scolded her for walking on the streets in indecent clothes. Seeing the strong interest of the angels Hart and Marut in her, the woman said to them, "I can commit adultery with you on one condition: if you worship idols, or drink alcohol, or kill my husband. You must do any of these three." Hart and Marut said, "We cannot kill your husband, because according to the judicial process, it seems that your husband is not guilty. And if you worship idols, we will not get help from the Creator. But yes, drinking alcohol is a minor sin. We can drink alcohol." Then Hart and Marut considered drinking alcohol a minor sin and drank alcohol. And then, in their intoxicated state, they committed two major sins. One of them was to get close to that woman, and the second was that when Allah, the Lord of the worlds, sent them to earth, He taught them a process to be raised to heaven again. They also taught that process to the woman, by which the woman gained the ability to go to heaven. When this woman went to heaven through that act, the angels of heaven transformed her into a planet by the command of Allah for breaking the principle of ascending to heaven. Since this woman's name was Zora, that planet was called Sayyara Zora, which is called Shukra in Bengali. That is, today's planet Venus is called Venus in English. And if you look carefully and observe the planets of the solar system, you will see that Venus is constantly burning with water. It is said that this is a kind of punishment. Meanwhile, for the crime of transgressing the limits of Allah, Allah, the Lord of the worlds, made the angels Hart and Marut forget the name Ism-e-Azam, through which Ism-e-Azam they could ascend to heaven. That is, it was forbidden to teach that Ism-e-Azam to anyone. But under the influence of alcohol, they taught that woman. And as a result, the woman had a difficult fate, and Allah, the Lord of the worlds, removed that special Ism-e-Azam from the hearts of Harut and Marut. And as a punishment for this transgression, they were hung upside down in a secret well in Babylon. It is narrated in the book that they will be imprisoned there until the day of judgment. Dear viewer, there is a difference of opinion among Islamic experts regarding this narration of the people of the book. For example, Islamic expert Allama Imam Suyuti, may Allah have mercy on him, has called this incident 100% true. Again, Imam Ibn Kathir and Imam Fakhruddin Razi have rejected it as a false and fabricated story. Let us inform you that there are 2 clear verses in the Holy Quran about the angels Harut and Marut. However, through these verses, some special procedures of Harut and Marut and their special activities are revealed. The whole incident is not clearly stated in the Holy Quran. The whole story is scattered in the Torah and the Gospel. Again, some parts of those books are distorted, but according to historians, some parts are 100% acceptable. Let us now know the story of Harut and Marut, which is acceptable with the verses of the Holy Quran and is recognized as true by most scholars. That is, there was a big city in the world at that time called Babylon, which was very advanced in knowledge and science. In addition, magic was very much appreciated among the people of that city, and its reputation spread to far and wide. In short, in Babylon, the most advanced and modern city in the world at that time, the person who was more proficient in magic was most respected. It can be said that being a resident of this city was a sign of being a magician. Let me tell you something here. We know that the prophet on this earth, to whom Allah, the Lord of the worlds, gave the most miracles, was Hazrat Sulaiman, peace be upon him. And let me tell you that during the time of Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, the name of this city of Babylon was very high. Since Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, was the king of the entire world, because of the great power he received from Allah the Almighty, he ruled over the entire world. Since the king of Babylon and the people of Babylon were very addicted to magic, Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, became very angry when he saw these activities of the people of Babylon. Whenever Prophet Sulaiman would go towards the city of Babylon, the king of Babylon would become very polite and humble, so that no magic or polytheism would be revealed in front of Prophet Sulaiman. But Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, learned from his secret jinn intelligence service that after he left Babylon, the people of this region had indulged in dirty magic. Then he came out in public and gathered all the people of the city and stopped them from practicing such polytheism. He said, "You will never practice such magic that results in associating partners with Allah Almighty." But the people of Babylon were not willing to listen to Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him. At one point, Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, warned them once, twice, and even a third time. Then he became very angry because they disobeyed the third and final prohibition of Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him. He arrived in Babylon with his large army. The king of Babylon at that time arrested every person, including the administrative officials and the army, and forcibly took out all the books of magic from each of their houses and publicly announced that from today onwards, any book of polytheism found would face severe punishment. Then he gathered all the books and buried them under his throne, so that this harmful knowledge could be eradicated from the human race by destroying these harmful books. But with the passage of time, Hazrat Sulaiman, peace be upon him, passed away and departed from the earth. Then again, that Iblis raised his head. After 2 or 3 generations passed, as soon as the new generation of Babylon came, Satan gave them information about these books, and Satan openly told the people of Babylon, Hey, you don't know that the main source of Solomon's power was the magic books left by your ancestors, which are currently buried under the throne of Prophet Solomon. If you take out that book and start following it, you too can become very powerful like Prophet Solomon. The people of Babylon, Prophet Solomon, used to fly from one kingdom to another. He ruled the entire world using the books left by your parents. He used to control the jinn through the books left by your parents. He used to show all the miracles through the books left by your parents. The extraordinary miraculous powers of Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, are nothing to say. The books left by your ancestors are the powers of Tantra spells. In this way, Satan misled all the people of Bani Israel living in Babylon again. They again broke the honorable throne of Solomon, peace be upon him, and took out those books from under it and started this dirty practice again. As a result, their society again started to fight, create crisis between each other. That is, everything that is meant by the misuse of magic. Even at that time, the practice of magic had reached such a terrible state that thieves and robbers used magic to steal and rob. As a result, they could steal things from a distance without entering the house using magic. This caused terrible chaos in the society. The Holy Quran says about this, they used to misuse magic and used to cause separation between husband and wife through magic. Also, regarding that false information of Satan, Allah, the Lord of the worlds, says in the Holy Quran, "My Prophet Solomon never followed magic." Solomon did not disbelieve, but Satan did disbelieve. Satan taught people magic, and in the city of Babylon, Harut and Marut were also falsely accused. Harut and Marut were two angels who were sent down, and they did not teach anyone magic until they had definitely acknowledged that we would not use this magic for evil deeds. This is only a test. Do not be deceived by the magic. Dear viewers, it is clearly understood through these verses of the Holy Quran that at that time in Babylon, the misuse of this knowledge of magic had taken such a terrible form, which caused hardship and misery for the common people. Then Allah, the Lord of the worlds, sent two angels in human form to teach people the practice of avoiding magic and the method of nullifying magic so that they would be free from the hands of magicians. However, these teachings can also be used for bad purposes. The angels are mainly Harut and Marut. Whenever the angels came to the earth and taught people the magic given by Allah to protect them from this black magic, they always warned people by saying that this is a test from Allah for you. You are learning this magic from us so that you can resist black magic. But do not misuse this magic teaching given by Allah. Some Arabic stories mention a special well in Babylon. Many people came there and met Harut and Marut and gained knowledge of magic. Although some historians say that there is an ancient well in a ruin near the city of Hala in Iraq from where the border of Babylon began, they declare this to be the Well of Babylon. However, the lesson that can be learned from this incident is that magic and sorcery are polytheism. However, it is permissible to use it to stop corruption and mischief. Dear viewers, this incident in the Torah is the closest to the verses of the Quran. That is why all the scholars have recognized this incident. However, it is not clearly mentioned anywhere what happened to the angels Harut and Marut sent by Allah in this incident. It is only said that the angels Harut and Marut came to earth and taught good magic sent by Allah to protect people from the hands of black magic. Dear viewers, one lesson from this whole incident of Harut and Marut is that magic still exists today, and magic is a form of polytheism. However, it is allowed to be used to stop corruption and mischief. Dear viewers, this was our video today. Please comment on how you liked the video. That's all for today. May you be well and healthy. Allah Hafiz.